What is it you want that you don't yet have? That's the very first question I ask each and every one of my clients. And you're here obviously because there is something you want that you don't yet have. In fact, almost every one of my clients comes to me and complains that he or she has been through years and years of traditional counselling, traditional therapy, psychotherapy, psychodrama, hypnosis, hypnotherapy, NLP, and they've all failed to help my client. Here is the reason. Let me share an insight with you. Traditional counselling and therapy deals with one thing, the symptom, instead of the root cause of the problem. Obviously you want results, but it doesn't just come from dealing with the symptom, because there is something that's causing that symptom. So what I do is go right back to the root cause of your problem. So, for example, one new client was shocked and amazed at the end of our first session when she cleared out all her anxiety. And she said, this is better than 9 years of traditional therapy. Why? Because the therapist had been dealing with one thing for those whole 9 years, the symptom, rather than the cause. So for my client, immediately, I wanted to find out what's causing this anxiety. Not just what's triggering it, but what's the deeper cause. Something outside of her, something around her is triggering something that already exists deeper within her. You see, we're not controlled by our logical mind, we're controlled by our emotional mind. What do I mean by that? We all know what we should be doing. We all know we should be kinder, more patient, more tolerant. We should exercise more, eat less, not smoke cigarettes, not eat junk food. But what drives us to engage in that behavior? It's our emotional mind. What drives us to become attracted to people that are not healthy for us? It's our emotional mind. It's our subconscious mind. You see, all of our beliefs are created in our first 7 to 8 years. And in those 7 to 8 years, something happens that either holds an emotion within us, a pain or a trauma, or creates a belief about what I deserve and what the world is like around me. And then, obviously, we also learn from the things that happen to us, the experiences. As a result, we subconsciously move through life with all of these deeper hidden beliefs. And then we find ourselves one day married to someone we think, how did I end up married to this person? Why do I keep dating jerks? Why do I have this anxiety when there's no logical reason for this anxiety? Why do I keep taking these pills? What am I trying to forget? What am I trying to escape? Why can't I sleep? Etc. What I do is to first and foremost identify what is it you want that you don't yet have. In other words, what's your goal? Now, even if you say, well, I want inner peace, then I'm going to identify with you what's the block to that inner peace. The next thing I'm going to do with you is to identify what is your core belief. What's the belief that's causing this problem? So, for example, a client might say to me, Patrick, I suffer from anxiety. And as I speak to her, I'll say, well, what's your earliest memory or experience of anxiety? Keeping in mind that all anxiety is the feeling, the sensation, the belief that everything's out of control. Anxiety comes from trying to control something you can't control. So I say to my client, what is your earliest memory or experience of that sensation or feeling of anxiety or feeling out of control? And then she'll relate something that happened to her as a child. From there, I'll safely take her back to that, disassociating, and will release all of the emotions that are attached to that event. Emotions that you're not even consciously aware of. Then from there, I'll help her to see everything in a completely new light, in a completely new perspective. Now, what I mean by that is that she will see that whatever her mother or father or brother or sister or aunt or uncle did or didn't do had nothing to do with her. Now, remember, we're not working up here, we're working here at the heart and the emotional level. So she realizes that whatever dad did or didn't do, whatever mum did or didn't do, wasn't her fault. She's not to blame. She didn't cause it. She didn't create it. Therefore, she's okay. So number one, we release the emotion. Number two, we start to shift your perspective. Once you realize that it wasn't your fault, there's nothing wrong with you, then you have a different insight and perspective into mum or dad. And you realize whatever they did or didn't do had nothing to do with you. It was their stuff. It was their issue. It was the way they were raised, the way they were programmed. Once I help my client to see her mum or dad in a different light and to recognize, oh, I'm not the cause of what mum or dad did or didn't do, my client is set free from the past and set free from the old belief. Then we establish a new belief. We establish a new habit. Now, you You say to me, well, Patrick, this sounds really, really simple. Unfortunately, and fortunately, it is. Fortunately, for you it is. Unfortunately, a lot of people don't realize how simple it can be. You see, you took on that belief in a really simple way. Maybe your dad got angry and hit you. Maybe your dad shouted at you. Maybe he just said one sentence, a few words that instantly, in that moment, changed your entire life. What I'm doing is helping you to go back in time and to change that, to literally reprogram yourself. But not with any hocus pocus, not with any deep trance states, not with any meditative states or any sort of weird postures or poses. It's simply going back in your mind, uncovering the belief, releasing the emotion, and then getting to the place where you're set free by seeing that person that did something to you or didn't do something to you and seeing them in a new light, letting go of them, and then realizing you're okay. So I have so many success stories. I mentioned anxiety. There's some even with stop smoking or weight loss, and surprisingly, it goes back to a deeper emotional issue or hidden belief. What about if you're abused as a child? It's the same thing. You'll grow up with all sorts of beliefs. If you're a woman, you'll say, my body's dirty, or I can't enjoy sex, or I don't feel good, or I'm afraid of connecting, or I can't have emotional intimacy. All of these go back to an event. But in that event, there's all sorts of other beliefs associated. For example, it's very common in my clients to reveal during my sessions that not only did they experience sexual abuse and that left them feeling dirty, but then they felt like they didn't have a voice. They couldn't express themselves, that their feelings didn't count. So I'm working on all of your core beliefs. We're not just dealing with the issue, which is I want to have more emotional intimacy, or I want to be able to enjoy sex, or I want to be able to have sex again. We're going to get to the root cause of it. That applies to every problem you have. I even have clients who say to me, Patrick, wait a minute, I simply want to make more money. Okay, so let's find out, what are your beliefs about money? Did your parents struggle? Do you believe that you have to struggle? Do you believe you deserve the money? Do you believe you deserve the success? And really that's what it comes down to. It's what I call the law of deservedness. You see, you only get what you subconsciously believe you deserve and no more. Have you noticed all the people in Hollywood, all the entertainers, celebrities, stars, athletes, how they sabotage their life? How they ruin themselves with drugs and alcohol and other addictions? At some deep level, they don't believe they deserve the success. They believe they're an imposter. And the same applies to you and me. Something most likely happened in our childhood that says, you don't deserve love, you're not lovable, you're not good enough, there's something wrong with you. And you keep going through life repeating that pattern, repeating that belief. So what I do is really, really fast. And it can be done over the phone. Of course it can be done in person. It can be done over the internet via Skype. But it is just as successful over the phone. In fact, the majority of my clients work over the phone, which gives them all this freedom to be wherever they want to be. Imagine if I can help you to change a lifelong issue in 1 hour, in one session. Just one session. One session clearing you of anxiety that you've had your whole life. Clearing you of your insecurities. Helping you to regain your confidence. Depending on whatever the issue is, I can help you through it. Now, sometimes it might take a couple of sessions, but this is really fast. That's why I call it subconscious rapid transformation technique. Because we're going to transform you really quickly, and we're going to do it by accessing your subconscious mind. And please believe me when I tell you, everything that you do, every behavior you engage in, even if it's bad or negative or self-destructive, is motivated by a core belief. There's something inside you, some belief you took on as a child that's the block for you. And we can get there really fast. And the beauty is, because I didn't mention this yet, you don't have to relive any pain or trauma. You'll be set free. You'll feel better about yourself. You'll have better relationships. And even your perspective will change towards the people around you. So I've had clients who are angry at their mother or father their entire life, and with good reason at the time. At the end of one session say, Patrick, the first thing I want to do is I want to call my mum and tell her how much I love her. Patrick, I want to get together with my dad and have lunch. I've had clients who hadn't seen their father in 10 or 15 years suddenly get together and have lunch with their father and reconnect and rebond. So you really can have what you want. You really can be transformed. You don't have to suffer. You don't have to go through pain, and you don't have to sit there talking at someone or to someone for hours and hours, months on end, for years on end with no results. If you just want someone to listen to you, call up your best friend. If you want someone to help you, then contact me. Because it's really, really important for me to be able to help you is for you to be ready and be willing. That's all. That's all it takes. And if you're ready and willing, then I can help you. And I'm more than willing and ready to help you. Thank you.